I was going to talk about what's going on with Travis and Katie Clark. Katie is one of the Bates daughters because I don't follow them near as much. But I do want to say that what I found within their statements and what's been revealed is a lot more telling than a lot of people really think it is. For people who don't know, Katie Clark is one of the daughters from the Bates family. The Bates family was very close with the Duggar family because they both come from Christian fundamentalist families. In fact, the father of that family, Gil Bates, actually is on the IBLP board of directors. They have very similar beliefs, and they, also had a ton of kids as well. She got married to a man named Travis, and then this July, why did I just say July? I almost said June. January 16th, it was revealed that Katie had suffered a miscarriage, and then the day after, it came out that Travis had had an affair. I'm going to pull up their statements on my iPad over here. What Travis had initially said was, "This is hard to write, but I owe the truth, and I owe an apology. I was unfaithful to my wife. I had an affair and repeatedly broke her trust. There is no excuse for what I did. This was my failure and my responsibility alone. I know that words don't begin to express the damage I caused or the depth of the hurt I brought into her life, but I am truly sorry. I'm sorry for the pain, humiliation, and betrayal I caused my wife through my choices. I understand that an apology doesn't repair what I broke, and forgiveness is not something I deserve or can ask for. I am simply taking responsibility by getting help and doing the work to change and become a more honest and accountable man, regardless of outcome. I ask for privacy and grace for Katie as she processes this in her own time." Knowing the IBLP and knowing that, Katie's father, so her father-in-law, is on the IBLP board, and knowing how they tend to handle things like infidelity and cheating in marriages, I'm curious what his getting help actually entails. If they send this man to anything close to Reformers Unanimous, I'm gonna shit. Actually, didn't they close down? Oh my god, that shithole is still open. Never mind. Hopeful wishing. The public acknowledgement of this is very interesting because a lot of people try to keep this under wraps, or they wouldn't put it totally out in the media. But Travis and Katie Bates are, very popular influencers. They live a lot of their life on social media. And we have to remember that within the IBLP and other Christian fundamentalist circles, public acknowledgement of what you have done and publicly talking about all the sins that you have committed and having that public amount of shame and airing your dirt out in front of everyone is a big part in how they handle these things. Now, Katie then went on to say, "This is not how I imagined beginning this year or this new season of our lives. This has been an incredibly painful time for me and for our family. As many now know, our marriage has been deeply hurt and my trust has been broken. Right now, I am taking life one day at a time and focusing on what matters most, our children, their future, and my own healing." She's putting herself and her kids first. "I'm truly thankful for the love, prayers, and support so many have shown. To everyone who has reached out, please know that I am deeply grateful. After privately expressing deep regret and sorrow for his actions, Travis told me he felt it was important to publicly take accountability for what he has done, and I support his decision and desire for transparency." Called that. "We are working through this privately, seeking counsel both together and individually as we try to determine the best path forward for our family." So she's acknowledging that they might not stay together. "I'm also being supported by legal counsel." She has already reached out to lawyers. And do I think they're actually going to divorce? I don't know about that. But she is lawyered up. She knows what all her options are, and she is ready. "This is not a quick or easy process, and it is not one I am taking lightly." She's thinking about it. "Every decision about our future will be made slowly and carefully with what is best for our family and our children as the highest priority. At the same time, I do believe in God's power to restore, and my heart's desire is to preserve our marriage. Because this is so deeply personal and there is still so much to work through, I sincerely ask for privacy." So she wants to stay married. She wants to be able to say that they worked through this, but I think she's downing it. "I also ask for your understanding that I may not be able to receive or respond to advice or opinions, even when they are well-intended." Good. Don't open all the messages. "Social media is part of my work. While I have delayed as much as I possibly can, there are prior commitments I am unable to cancel. I realize that life has to go on even through hardships and difficult situations, and I appreciate your grace and understanding during this time. Again, thank you for your continued prayers, kindness, and compassion." And then she ends this with a verse in the Bible. "Cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee," which is Psalms chapter 55, verse 22. Cheaters are scum. Cheaters are trash. This should not have happened. I feel absolutely horrible for her. But I'm not gonna lie, I am interested to see how this plays out.